Hello my friends and welcome back to our blind let's play, The Book of Unwritten Tales 2. My name is FlightlessBird, this is your story-based gaming channel, and joining with me, our wonderful, amazing friend of the channel and co-pilot and navigator, THQ.
Hello everyone.
Today, we're gonna dive back in, let's not waste any time. Thank you for being here, Chinook, and let's go do this.
The Archmage claims there are hardly any opportunities for the common citizen to improve their lot. The rich stay rich, the poor stay poor. That's nonsense, of course. Have you got that?
Nonsense. Yep, got it. He pleads for more education, for the poor as well. What do you say to that?
Too complicated. My party and I have found a simpler way. From tomorrow, anyone can be a winner in life. I present the lottery.
And the winners can move from the lower town to the upper town.
The winner? Once a month, we grant one citizen from the lower town a better life in our midst. And you will report on it, Mr. Fox. The winner's new fabulous life and how I made it possible.
The winner. It's singular.
The first draw is tomorrow. I expect to see it all over the paper.
Very well, madam.
What was that movie, Alita Battle Angel? Very strong Battle Angel feels from that. So let's start taking a look around here. We have Bill the Trader. We'll do these three things, talk to him, then look around all over here. There's a lot going on in this scene. Look at the crane.
Bill uses the crane to smuggle things down to the lower town to evade the duty at the gate. Can't imagine that's allowed.
Do you remember Bill?
What's that?
Do you remember Bill?
Not so much, no. It's a problem with playing games like so far apart from each other.
Bill uses the crane to smuggle things down. Can't. Judging by the size and the wood used, the barrel must contain a precious liquid. Brandy, I bet.
This section of the game is going to have a lot of
now you can buy
returning characters.
Oh.
Judging by the size and the wood.
Okay.
The delivery dock for goods delivered by airship. Bill is one of the town's biggest merchants, and with the war over, more goods land here every day. Staple foods and the like are grown in the villages around the town. The farmers bring them to the market daily. But they can hardly produce enough. Many fields are overgrown, and there's a lack of experienced farmers, good seed, and animals. The goods landing here come from farther away, things that can't be produced locally.
I am miffed why these question marks are disappearing, or these bygars aren't disappearing. I mean, this one did, but these don't. That means we probably have to use these down the line or something.
Hello, Bill.
I guess Mitch is a long word, but anyway, you know what I mean.
Wilbur.
How's business?
How's business?
Could be better.
I thought business would be booming now that the war's over.
It is. But it could be better.
Crane's
It
finished.
looks like your crane's ready.
Oh, yes. Finally, I can lower goods straight down to my stall. Saves on customs duty and paying bribes to the town guard down by the gate.
Oh, I think I remember him.
Is that
Yeah,
legal?
I remember the legs.
Not paying bribes? Dunno. But nowadays, an honest trader's got to look out for number one.
I don't want to go to Lower
Have to be
Town
going-
next.
See?
He may not even let me go to Lower Town without filling some sort of quest, but I want to make sure I look around everything up here first.
I'm not so convinced that this lottery is a good idea. Sure, it's a fine thing for the winner, but wouldn't it be a coincidence if the right person won? Presumably, the names of all the inhabitants of the lower town are written on slips of paper and one of them drawn. I would imagine the council leader herself will draw the winner. She wants to show people that she can bring a better life.
Yeah, who wants to bet the lottery is completely rigged? Yeah, I'm a pessimist like that. Especially when it comes to this.
I was quite surprised when one morning suddenly the second tower appeared. The older folk remembered that it had once always been there, until one day it just disappeared. They didn't really pay much attention to it at first because the town housed the mage school. Magic stuff happens. But when it didn't return, they just forgot about it.
So that's our school.
But I wonder how the tower managed to return unnoticed. I mean, if a tower climbs over the town walls and over the town's rooftops to get here, someone's sure to notice.
You know what that reminds me of? More movie references. Have you ever seen the movie The Shadow?
I have not.
Shadow knows. It's a really corny movie, and because of that, I think I liked it. But it was all about playing mind games and manipulation and controlling people's thoughts and using powers to like shroud yourself. But anyway, long story short, at the end of the movie, they the hero, the Shadow, finds the evil guy's lair, and it's actually a giant building in this city that the villain basically brainwashed everyone in the city to not realize the building's there. So basically the building just disappeared one day and everyone just forgot that it was there.
Oh, interesting.
And that's exactly what this reminds me of. You know, the building just disappears and then people just forget that it was there.
Tell you the
The
truth.
mage no longer lives alone in the tower. He has some family learning the art of magic there too. But it's difficult teaching adults magic. Their minds are less open and they're too stuck in the physical world, and they lack the imagination for magic. No, the next generation of real mages will be the young, trained by us in the school. In 10 years, the Mage Tower will be teeming with the school's finest.
Tell you the truth, I've only seen maybe like 10 movies in my lifetime.
Wow. It stars Alec Baldwin, and also has a role for Tim Curry. So, I had a pretty high-powered cast.
For centuries, the Archmage has also been the leader of the Free Peoples, but Archmage Alistair has had this crazy idea that the people should choose their leader themselves. He says it's not good the mages are the only ones to elect the new leader. That's why we're having the election in 3 days. But if things go badly, that loathsome Van Buren will become the Alliance's new leader. A weathercock like that tells the weather with amazing accuracy. When it spins quickly, we have stormy winds coming in from different directions. When it casts a shadow, the sun is shining. When it's wet, it's raining. Or it just has. When it's all white and doesn't rotate, well, it's frozen. Like now. How could a simple piece of metal know all that? Dew, that's clever.
It's been storming non-stop here, like, the past few days. Like, even today, it's storming badly.
Well, and I'm just east of you, so I get hit by most of the storms you get hit by.
Should we tell him to go down, or should we go to the right first?
What was that again?
I guess it doesn't hurt to ask.
Hello,
And then we can always cycle around.
Wilbur.
What do you think of the lottery?
Clever, ain't it?
What do you mean?
Well, you've got to give the rabble the feeling they could make it too, right?
Make what?
Becoming one of us. As long as everyone down there thinks their current situation is only a temporary condition on the way to fame and fortune, they leave us in peace.
But some actually do make it.
Yes, exactly. That's the spirit. Anyone can make it if they just try hard enough.
I want to go to the town.
Were you in the lower town today? What's the situation like?
Those loonies are taking over.
What, you mean the protesters?
More gold for everyone, they demand. They should work instead, then they'll have gold.
But isn't that the problem? They want to work, but there aren't any jobs.
There's enough work. I've offered a couple of them work.
Yes, but they'd like to be paid.
You see, so it is all about gold. You give those layabouts a little finger and they take the whole hand. And who's supposed to pay for it? The honest trader.
You're on the side of the leader of the council, right?
Then you're on the council leader's side, right? I guess you're on the council leader's side in the election.
You bet. All the traders are. She's one of us after all, even if only by marriage. Her husband, old Van Buren, was the richest trader in the region.
Was?
Been dead 2 years. Was the last Van Buren. His father and his uncle before him were full-blooded salesmen. Out of their parents' vast and powerful trading group, they made an even vaster and more powerful trading group. Van Buren knew what to do, and the widow knows too. She knows the hardships the traders suffer, and is sure to cut taxes.
Do you even pay taxes?
No, but they're too high nonetheless.
I have to be going, Bill. See you next time.
See ya.
Okay, I don't know if there's another reference to Van Buren, but I just realized that Van Buren is was the 8th United States president.
Oh, you're right. That's right.
So I don't know if there's a deeper connection to that, maybe than, hey, you know, this person's running for office, they're named Van Buren. That's a very presidential name. Or if there's some other historical figure they may be naming it after.
I can't imagine it's related to the former president. The president, you know, that was, you know, very early in the U.S. history.
Yeah, exactly. But still, I can't think of another Van Buren.
I don't think it's a reference to anything at all.
Could be.
All of the expensive shops in Seastone are here in the upper town. This bakery makes the finest pies, the most delicious cakes, and the most amazing chocolates. Luckily, I don't have enough money to buy myself a treat every day. Otherwise, it wouldn't be too long before I no longer fit into my teacher's robe.
Man, I want to go to that shop right about now.
This is torture. The bakery's closed, but the shop window displays all the things you could enjoy if it were open. This is torture.
I was watching this video on King's Quest 2, and King's Quest is a game that I will never play on the channel unless it's not blind. But then again, I've already seen videos about him, so they're already not going to be blind anyway. But King's Quest 2 has the most ridiculously obtuse puzzles you've ever seen. There's this one puzzle where you cross a bridge, and there's a door. And you have to look at the door and then read the inscription. When you read the inscription, events in the world trigger based on the inscription you read. In one of the places, there's a shop that's closed, but it only opens once you read the inscription on the door. The problem, though, is the bridge that you cross, it's required in the game to cross the bridge 7 total times to do everything you need to do, right? If you cross the bridge in 8th time, the bridge breaks and you die. So if you cross the bridge without doing what you're supposed to do, and then recross the bridge without doing the thing you're supposed to do, you've already lost the game and you may not even know it until like hours later. How crazy is that?
Yeah, it's interesting.
Oh, that's insane. But yeah, this shop reminded me of that because everything in the game has like triggers that need to be activated based on when you do things, and one of them is a shop. But yeah, I will. If I play any King's Quest game on the channel, it'll probably be like King's Quest 6 because I like that one. It's the Greek mythology one. But I just never got into the King's Quest series. I like Space Quest. I didn't like King's Quest.
Ugh, creepy. The prison. I always try to get past this window fast. Hello? Is anyone there?
You bet there is.
Hello. There's another puzzle in King's Quest 1 where there's this old man who asks you his name. And, you know, if you're thinking, oh, fairy tales, the guy asking your name, what's the first name that comes to your mind?
I can't think of anything.
Rumpelstiltskin?
Oh, right.
Well, if you type in Rumpelstiltskin, it'll tell you it's incorrect. And then in a different part of the world, there's a note that you can find that says sometimes it's better to think about things backwards. And it's totally unrelated to Rumpelstiltskin, but that's what you're supposed to do. So you go back to Rumpelstiltskin and you type in Rumpelstiltskin backwards, and guess what happens?
I don't know.
Nothing. It's wrong. Do you know why it's wrong?
Nope.
Because what you need to do is you need to take your keyboard and invert it backwards. So basically, your A is now your Z, your B is now your Y, your C is now your W. And then you type that out. And if you do that, guess what happens? Nothing! Because when they originally programmed the game, they misspelled the name. So even if you do everything correctly, it's still wrong. I think there was a future update that like fixed it so it now works. But like the original version of the game, I mean, that's how obtuse some of those puzzles are. I swear, I never want to play a game with that obtuse of a puzzle. Although, I'm pretty sure Monkey Island had some obtuse puzzles too, but nothing like that. Good God, it's just... Early King's Quest games were just sadistic. But anyway, let's get back to Unwritten Tales here. I'm Professor Weathervane, who are you?
My name is Wilbur Weathervane. Who are you?
Wilbur Weathervane? Good alias. Call me Mr. X. My friends call me X.
Okay, hi X.
X? Strange name. Still, better than Goalpost Head, I guess.
Goalpost Head? What? Why are you locked up?
Why are you locked up?
They want me out of the way. I know too much.
But they don't just lock people up for being intelligent.
They do if you know the wrong things.
Ah.
We're being watched.
By whom?
They are watching us.
Who are they? The wizards?
Them, the ones watching us. They're out there.
You know, you're not paranoid if you're right.
So if I'm not mistaken, this game came out around the time that Edward Snowden released all that documentation about the surveillance.
Oh.
I think that's what it's a reference to.
Maybe. Also reminds me of the Count of Monte Cristo. A guy gets thrown in prison because he knows too much. And he's a threat to the power of the state. That's a great movie. I think I've talked about that one before. But the Count of Monte Cristo is amazing. It's the only book my great-granddad read.
How long have you been in prison?
A few days, but I suspect they'll never let me out. I'm a political prisoner. They want to silence me. Tell everyone. The truth is out there.
Here, in Seastown?
Is that an X-Files reference?
Yes.
Yeah.
Probably.
I've never seen this show. Which is strange, because I've seen Buffy, Angel, Babylon 5, and all that. But for some reason, I never got into X-Files.
Do you really think you'll be in there long?
They certainly won't let me go before the elections. That Van Buren wants to show her strength, and it's anybody's guess what'll happen afterwards. Either way, I'm not going to wait until some court passes judgment on me. I'll escape as soon as I have the chance.
Well then, I have to be going.
Take care of yourself, brother.
You know what I really like about this this part of the game now is it looks like a winter wonderland, and the music is very spiriting, I guess is the right word. It like fits the theme.
Yeah, I agree.
The drain should lead directly to Seastone sewers. I would like to say that the sewers in this town are a true marvel of engineering skill. But in truth, the stink here in midsummer is absolutely, breathtaking. Almost every house in the upper town has a drain leading to the sewer. In the lower town, things look different. Many residents just tip their effluents into the street and trust that it will somehow make its way below.
That's like an old age thing. Back in the Middle Ages and stuff, you'll literally just take your stuff out of your window and throw it on the ground. And what happened is it got wild dogs in from the countryside. And so they had to make a job called a dog catcher to round up the wild animals that were coming out because you threw your waste on the ground. Yeah, so the original job of a dog catcher is to allow people to throw the waste outside the window without being bothered. Ew, that's so gross.
The drain's blocked by a grating, and even if I did remove it, I'd still be too big to climb down.
Okay, shield.
The coat of arms of the proud town of Seastone, capital of the Alliance and largest town in all Aventásia. With the refugee camp on the outskirts of town, Seastone seems larger than ever before. Seastone was never captured during the war. The town has massive walls and stretches about 200 meters into the air like a tower. That's why they called the Great War the War of the Two Towers. Seastone against the Archwitch Motroga's Dark Tower.
Ah, I love that. That's great.
The latest edition of the Seastone Lookout, the local newspaper. Council Leader Van Buren, we are equal opportunity providers. Tomorrow morning we will present our solution to the poverty problem. We are the only ones with simple and efficient solutions to today's problems.
And what's the best way to get rid of the poverty problem? Get rid of the poverty. Jail them or do other things like that. There was this great Babylon 5 episode where Earth has been taken over by a communist leader, basically, who's running with an iron fist. And the diplomats tell people that they got rid of the poverty problem. And what do? They just imprison them or kill them or did something like that. It's absolutely atrocious. And I think that's what they're getting at, in a way, with this woman, although I'm not too sure.
Either way, Babylon 5 is a great series. I love it.
Oh, it's my favorite sci-fi show of all time. And there's this one great episode where the entire episode is a news broadcast. And it's all... The entire show is filmed as if it was like a real news crew that went on Babylon 5. And in the middle of the episode, you get a TV commercial for Psycor. And if you pause at the right moment during the commercial, there's actually a subliminal message that pops up on the screen that says, like, trust the core, we are family, or something like that. And it's just so clever what they did. Such a great show.
There are loads of election posters hanging here beside the paper. Death entered the election campaign last week. His slogans are death to all and death is the solution. What's this? Hey!
Didn't we trap Death?
Archmage Alistair's a traitor. He uses the artifact of divine fate for his own purposes rather than to help everyone. And here, friends of the Archmage claim he never served in the war and he was not born in Seastone.
Ah, slander.
Those are lies.
But didn't we trap Death in the last game?
Yeah.
So how'd he get out?
Well, time has passed since then.
That was like one of my favorite moments. The game ends and Death is still there. I love that so much.
The Lookout is reporting unfairly and someone has glued these fabrications about the Archmage to the wall. No wonder his lead in the polls is disappearing.
Well, you did call it.
Reporting unfairly and
I
someone has
did.
glued these fabrications. No, what?
I was so happy about that too. I was like, hey, I called that.
The
Talk
gate
to him
to
in a
the
minute.
lower town's closed. That's new. Normally you can go down there until late at night. The gate to the lower... That's... some famous knight. He's already lost both legs and his sword in battle, but his fighting spirit is unbroken.
Was tis... Oh my god, that is amazing. It's the Black Knight from the Quest for the Holy Grail. Tis but a scratch. Oh,
Yep.
that is great. I love that.
Tis but a scratch is chiseled into the stone above the statue. Some famous knight.
I don't think I would have gotten the reference if it wasn't for that line. But now that I realize what it is, oh, that's so good.
Hello, Mr. Shieldhand.
Well, I never. If it isn't Little Weathervane...
Isn't this the annoying guy that wouldn't let me through last time?
Yep.
I remember you. Weathervane to you, Mr. Shieldhand.
Weathervane to you, Mr. Shieldhand. Professor Weathervane, to be precise.
Yeah, Professor.
Oh, your lordship, forgive me for not kneeling.
So you're still captain somehow?
I see you're still the captain of the town guard.
It's captain and its only member.
Why aren't there more guards? Surely it's impossible for you to keep the peace all by yourself.
The council leader of the merchants doesn't see it that way. She handpicked me for this post. Nothing is more important than loyalty, she said.
How are things in Lower Town?
How are things in the lower town?
Same as here, just dirtier and everything smaller.
What about the refugees?
Dunno, it's been a couple of weeks since I've been down there. From up here, it looks like the tent city has stopped growing. Either there are no new refugees arriving or the place is just full.
Aren't you responsible for the lower town too?
I can hardly be expected to go down there. The place is crawling with criminals.
But
Anyway, the anarchists have erected barricades. Even if I wanted to, I couldn't get into the tent city.
Want to go to Lower Town.
why is the gate closed? I want to go to the lower town.
Curfew. After dark, residents of the upper town can only enter the lower town with special permission.
Who came up with that?
Council leader Van Buren. She's worried about the well-being of the residents of the upper town.
And where do I get one of these permits?
Nowhere today. You can go to the town hall and apply for one there tomorrow.
But I'm supposed to meet Remy in the inn tonight.
Tough.
What's that statue of the knight over there?
What's the story behind that statue?
That's the Black Knight. He serves as an inspiration for young soldiers of the town guard. He's supposed to motivate them to fight bravely to the last drop of blood.
Who was he?
No one knows. He was mangled when he was found, but he still had the lust for battle in his eyes.
Those are Slender's posters over there on the wall.
There are posters over there spreading lies about the Archmage.
So?
Those are lies. Anyone could read them. A couple might even believe them.
Nah, what can you do?
You could remove them. I would do it myself, but I don't have any water or a spatula, and it's your job.
All right then. Tomorrow. I've got way too much to do now.
Doesn't help.
So, what are you doing?
I'm guarding the town. I'm the town guard.
Let's see that Bill's crane is ready.
Looks like Bill the Merchant's crane is finally finished.
It's been 2 days. He's been transporting things up and down all day.
And you inspected the goods?
Why should I?
Isn't there a toll on transporting goods like alcohol and pipeweed and other stuff from the upper town to the lower town?
There are real crimes going on in this town. I don't even have the resources to take care of them.
Bill said something about bribe money. What can you tell me
Bill
about
said something about bribing the town guard. Would you know anything about that?
That's an outrageous allegation. The town guard is not bribable.
That's good. Otherwise, you'd probably have too much gold. I mean, if no more goods go through the gate here, then no one needs to be bribed, eh?
That's right. So you're saying Bill is cheating the state of its well-earned taxes because he's smuggling goods into the lower town?
Do you want to ban him from running the crane?
No. Bill and his colleagues are very influential. Anyway, no one said anything about a ban, did they? No. I've got another idea. How can I do it?
Have you got any idea about what to do about the smuggling?
What do you need to do to stop the smuggling?
Someone would have to mark one of Bill's barrels of alcohol and then order it from the lower town. If the said marked barrel turns up there tonight without the tax having been paid, then we have our evidence.
You can be really clever, Mr. Shieldhand.
The only problem is, I can't leave this place. I have to guard the town, you see. But you can fulfill your civic duty and help the town guard.
Civic duty? You want me to do your job?
Not for nothing, of course. What do you want in return?
Ability to go to Lower Town? I want a pony!
I want a pony.
Aha! So you want free access to the lower town?
That's not what I said!
Ah, no. I want a pony.
Yes, you already said that. That's not how it works. You want to go to the lower town, I won't let you. But, coincidentally, there is something you can do for me. So we'll come to an agreement and you get...
A pony!
Pony. Fine then. I want into the lower town.
Excellent. Now you help me convict Bill, and I give you the key to the gate.
Okay.
Do you have like a marker
Here's
or
a
something?
piece of chalk.
Yes, good, okay. That's what I need. Sweet. So I know now exactly what to do. Question is it going to let me do it this easily, or do I need to distract him somehow?
Done.
Okay, that was pretty easy.
Hello, Bill.
Wilbur.
Why are you telling me all this stuff? Bit about the customs, Mr. Shieldhand, the council leader.
You're one of us. You live in the upper town. You're a professor at the magic school. Hey, tell me, you must have really bled the Archmage on that one, right? I mean, as the only available qualified mage. You probably get your weight in gold every month as compensation.
Well, I get an apple, and I don't really like to talk about it much.
I understand. In the end, the others want their piece of the cake too.
Being a teacher means you make absolutely no money. That's how life is. Could you lower me into the lower town with the crane?
If your crane can reach all the way to the lower town, then you could lower me down there, right?
Certainly.
I'm pretty sure there's going to be a snag here.
No snag. You pay me 3 gold pieces and I'll lower you down. A very simple deal.
Oh, I have a feeling I screwed
I
up.
don't have that much.
Pull the other one.
Couldn't you maybe just lower me down? Pretty please? I thought as much.
Okay, here's a question for you. Is this a puzzle with 2 solutions, or is this a puzzle with only 1 solution? In other words, can you get on his good side versus getting on the guard's good side, or is there only one way to do this?
I believe there's only one way.
Okay, good. Because I had a feeling that I just sold him out when I didn't need to sell him out.
When you're smuggling goods, aren't you worried that Mr. Shieldhand might get wise to you?
Anton, he's not exactly the brightest light in the firmament.
After all, he is the captain of the guard.
He can't tell his elbow from his arse. Van Buren will cut him off as soon as she's won the election. You don't want stupid yes-men around when you're the leader. You want clever yes-men. The stupid ones don't know how to keep quiet.
I have to be going, Bill. See you next time.
See ya.
Okay, so now I assume I go back to Anton. And I tell him I did what I did.
Mr. Shieldhand?
Mr. Professor.
I did it.
I've marked a barrel of Bill's brandy.
Excellent. Then go down to the lower town and order a barrel and we'll see what happens.
You mean I no longer need a special permit?
Correct. You're now on an official mission for the town guard.
Sweet. Let's go. Privy.
Bill also built the outhouse. Remy says he's rented this entire strip along the town wall. Maybe he couldn't bear the thought of leaving his stand unattended for a few minutes a day. There's a big padlock on the door. If I didn't know who the outhouse belonged to, I'd find that a tad strange. I bet you could pick up the key from Bill for a small fee. It's just over a year ago when I stood in front of this gate for the first time. Mr. Shieldhand wouldn't let me into the upper town to see the Archmage. I had to earn the right to an audience first by becoming a mage.
Yep.
I've never understood this strange separation between the upper and the lower town. The upper town is like a town within the town, with its own walls and private gates. And people from the lower town work up there, but at night they return to the lower town because they can't afford the upper town rents. My 1 apple a day wouldn't get me far up there either. Luckily, I can live in the school for free. I'm sure Shield Hand won't let me back into the Upper Town until I have proof of Bill's bootlegging.
That's good they do that, so ninjas just go back and forth.
I'm sure
I'm okay with that. What that? Oh. I was like, who the heck is this person? Yeah, Bill, okay.
Bill's stall. During the day, he sells stuff from the Upper Town that you can't normally get down here. Most traders and all the nearby farmers sell their goods at the Lower Town's big market. But Bill claimed this spot here as it's the only place he can sneak in the Upper Town contraband using his crane. Normally, the town wakes at the crack of dawn. Then Bill is on the job, selling his goods until it gets dark. He works hard. But whether he'll open so early tomorrow morning, I just don't know. The barricade may keep most of his customers away. A wooden box full of old tools. Some sort of metal clamps, a hammer, some wire. Probably Bill uses the stuff to maintain his stand.
Can we take any of it? What do you take? A hammer? Yeah. It was like a momentary pause there when I clicked, so I clicked again and then I skipped the dialogue. I do that often, it's annoying. Sorry about that.
So this is where the crane comes down. And up there's Bill, sitting on his crates.
Hello?
Bill!
Who's there? And what do you want?
My name is Scott. I want to be a pirate. Yes! Too bad he doesn't say, too bad there's not an option saying that I have these fine leather jackets to sell.
My name is Guybrush, and I want to be a pirate. Hello? I said...
Yes, I heard you. I just can't believe you tried that old gag.
Sorry.
Who are you, and what do you want?
True story, little FlightlessBird history here. I actually had 2 other channel names that I selected for my channel before selling on the FlightlessBird. The first one was RPG Renaissance. I was going to be a channel that just did RPGs and games that were either spiritual successors, games that needed remasters, games that needed remakes, or games that were remastered and remade. But I realized that that original name wouldn't let me play some other games that I wanted to play on the channel, like point-and-click adventure games. So the second name for my channel was going to be Guybrush Palazzo. And Guybrush Palazzo, Guybrush is Guybrush Threepwood from Monkey Island, and Palazzo is Kefka Palazzo from Final Fantasy VI. So basically my favorite adventure game of all time with my favorite RPG of all time put together, Guybrush Palazzo. And I was going to have that as my channel name. And I was only going to play RPGs and point-and-click adventures. But then someone said, well, if you're going to play... Well, if you decided you're going to play point-and-click adventures, what if you want to do something other than point-and-click adventures and RPGs? Your name wouldn't work anymore. And it was at that time, a friend of mine, Ashenda Firemus, as a joke, she changed my name from Penguin on Discord, because I went by Penguin, to FlightlessBird as a joke. And I said, I really like that name, FlightlessBird. And so I went ahead and decided to call myself FlightlessBird. But yeah, so I mean, all the way back at the very beginning, I've always wanted to play, you know, point-and-click adventure games.
Very cool.
Yeah, a little bit of history of the FlightlessBird. My anniversary is coming up as of recording this video. It's August 2nd. By the time this video comes out, it'll probably be September, maybe October. So it'll be a little bit beyond that, but a little bit of history, you know, celebrating my anniversary. Which one's the funnier, like, which one is the response that's going to get me progress? Because I want to do the other one first. Probably this one.
Yeah, probably Wilbur is the correct answer.
Yeah, I was thinking the same. Okay.
It's me, Mr. Shieldhand. I want to talk to you about my bride. Or lack of, to be precise.
Why do you call yourself Mr. Shieldhand?
Because Anton. Anton Shieldhand is my name. And I want a bribe.
Petey, is that you? It's bloody dark down there.
Yes, it's me, Petey.
Maybe they both
Why are
would
you
work.
putting on a funny voice all of
Probably.
a sudden?
They're both funny either way.
You really are a crazy dog. So what can I do for my favourite errand boy?
I like a pony.
I
Yes.
don't know why, but recently I've had this funny little pony floating around inside my head.
Pony? I can't help you there. Was there anything else?
Aw. We need to get him a pony before the end of this video
I would like
or this game.
some smuggled goods.
Can you be a little bit more specific?
I need a barrel brandy.
I need a barrel of brandy for the inn.
No problem. What's the password?
Password? Do you even know the password?
What about you? Do you even know the password?
Of course, but that's hardly the point.
Should I buy my illegal goods from just anyone?
All right then. The password is marmalade.
The password is marmalade.
No, it's not. I just wanted to wind you up. Well, what's the real password?
Is it fluffy bunnies?
What? No.
Construct additional pylons?
Are you just guessing?
No.
What's the password?
I played the heck out of StarCraft 1 when it came out. That was great times.
Password? What password?
The secret password. I can't just offer illegal goods to anyone, especially as I don't have any.
Oh, that password. All right. The password is...
Watch password just be George.
I don't know the password.
Why not? Aren't you Petey? Step into the light.
Yes, I am. But I forgot the password.
Ha! That's just like you. Ask in the inn. The owner knows it.
Fine.
Alright, well, we now know what to do. And we got that out of the way before we went into the inn, because that would have sucked if we did that out of order. Hey, it's a train.
This is one of the entrances to the underground world of the rats. Rats represent one of the town's largest population groups. But many don't think of them as real people, and they don't have many rights. Remy and the Archmage have been trying to change that for a long time, but some think that the rats entered the town illegally and consider them vermin. When Seastone was almost a ghost town at the end of the war, the rats were unable to find enough food. I helped them. We've been best friends ever since. But since Remy became head of intelligence, I don't see him as often as I used to, so he's doing a good job. At the moment, more people live outside the town than inside it. Most of them are refugees. There were days when the wagons were lined up nosebag to bumper, and the road was full of them as far as the eye could see. This cart's been here a long time. Strange it wasn't used for either the temporary tent city or the barricades. Seastone has grown quite organically over the centuries. There are doors behind which there are only walls, staircases that lead to nowhere. Maybe a house was supposed to go here, but the builder changed his mind.
Okay, nothing else here?
The inn used to be here on the right, and on the left was Master Marcus's mage
Yeah,
school.
I was about to say this place
After
has
the war,
changed.
so many people came to the town that we needed a larger inn. Master Marcus was happy to sell his old mage school. Change is good, he told me.
As well as all the money you probably got from selling it.
The houses in Seastone are pretty cramped together. And down there somewhere there's a city made of tents and boards. The Archmage is working hard to give people hope after the devastation of the war. Every day you can hear the people down there making music and singing until late at night. They dance, practice dwarf tossing, and hold spelling bees. They know how to entertain themselves. But one day the mood will turn. There might not be enough beer, or too much. Either would be a problem.
Very brazen circusy type thing.
Usually citizens and visitors to the inn warm up by the fireplace on cold nights. Paper, wood, everything's here, except for someone looking to warm up. Usually citizens and visitors to the inn warm up by the fireplace on cold nights. Paper, wood, everything's here, except for someone looking to warm up. Usually citizens and paper.
Okay, that's all the same.
Someone has put a bucket of water next to the fire pit. Security isn't normally a priority in Seastone. But with all these wooden houses, I'm glad to see an exception. The water in the bucket's frozen to ice. The water in...
Okay, so we have both of these things that aren't going away.
The first and most impressive barricade I've ever seen. The protesters took everything they could find and piled it up to make a huge wall. No one is getting through without a troll. This looks like a hatch. Hello?
Aloha.
Hello?
Are you talking to the enemy?
Who are you?
Who are you?
My name is...
Shh. If you tell an agent of the government our real names, you'll endanger the entire organization.
What do you want to call us?
My name is John. No, Paul. Next to me is, J-Stop.
Your name is Paul? But you're a woman.
Gender is just one of the fictions indoctrinated by the patriarchal society.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
I just love how she says that. You're like, oh. And they're totally just making up names. What are you protesting for?
What are you protesting about then?
We're protesting against exploitation, against discrimination, against poverty, and against the destruction of the environment.
Wow, those are all important issues. What do you plan on doing?
We're already doing something.
We are demanding that things change.
We've made a petition.
And we're putting together a list of demands.
We're still working on the wording. Problems with the neutrality guidelines.
How far have you got?
Dear brothers, stroke sisters in arms, other forms of resistance are available. Fellow countrymen, countrywomen, country transsexuals, country gender non-conformists.
That's all one word.
Getting back to the whole making a change thing.
If you want to make a difference, you can write "like" on a piece of paper and pass it through the hatch.
Okay, well, do you have a sheet of paper?
Everyone will know you support our cause.
What if people's jail, right?
I talked to a prisoner in the upper town. He's one of yours, isn't he?
A victim of the state's power. Our first martyr.
He's not dead yet. And if he got the cake, he'll be back with us soon.
Cake? Shh.
Oh, they sent him one of those cakes that got a file in it. Who are you supporting the election?
If you're for justice and change, you'll probably be voting for Archmage Alistair, right?
The election's a joke. One corrupt politician replacing another. And behind the scenes, it's always the same people pulling the strings.
That may be true of the council leader, but the Archmage...
Big Man has got them eating out their hands.
Exactly. The magic industrial multinational that was responsible for the war.
So you're entering your own candidate?
That's pure daft. There's no point. We're doing the only thing that will lead to success. We're protesting.
What are your demands?
Maybe I can pass on some of your demands to the Archmage and we can see what can be done.
We demand that no one in Aventásia should ever be poorer than average.
Isn't that mathematically impossible?
Not at all. If every resident got exactly the same amount of gold, then no one is poorer than the average.
But if everyone gets the same amount of gold without having to do anything for it, why would anyone bother to earn the gold in the first place?
Only someone who belongs to the rich elite could ask something like that.
Did you build the barricade?
Did you build the barricade?
Aye, that's right.
Do you like it?
Yeah, it's beautiful. But it kind of blocks the whole street, doesn't it?
We're gonna dry you lot out till you give us what we want.
But the upper town is supplied by airships.
We won't move an inch until you stand starving and freezing before us.
But we've got plenty of food. And if my rabbit sheep didn't always take my bed, I wouldn't freeze either.
I told you it doesn't work like that.
We're protesting here, and there's nothing you can do about it.
I want to go to Lower Town.
Everything all right in the lower town?
Couldn't be better. The fire of protest is stoking up hell. People are being drawn closer together by a common noble goal.
And because of a lack of space.
Wisht.
Why did you set up the barricade here and not at the gate? That would have given you loads of extra space.
And the inn would have been on our side too.
Our barricade is more visible this way. The elite should quake at the sight of our resolve.
I don't think they're doing that.
You're clearly trying to drive a wedge between us, Agent. See? The fat cats are trying to sabotage us. They're afraid. That's a good sign.
Have to be going.
May the protest never end.
Oh, they have a sheet of paper I can write light. Never mind. I do have paper. I don't have the chalk anymore. Yeah, I don't have any chalk anymore, so I can't write on the paper. Put on the hat just for lulz. Okay, enter the pub seems to be like the only other thing I can do right now. Oh, hey guys. Ah, it's Remy as well.
Hopefully I can sleep in my own bed tonight. A bed here at the inn would overtax the contents of my wallet. Someone forgot their jacket, or left it hanging there while they take a nap upstairs. That would be risky. The crime rate in this town is at an all-time high. Someone forgot their jacket, or left it hanging.
That's the same. I remember this.
Master Marcus and Bill eventually had enough of this strange role-playing apparatus.
Yeah.
I thought Master Marcus had outgrown his love of fantasy worlds, but now there's live role-play. I'm worried about him. Eventually, he might spend all of his time in his fantasy role-play world of bicycles, tax returns, microwaves, and branded soft drinks, and forget the real world entirely. The thing makes a good fireplace, and the boar's head from the old inn looks good there too.
Yeah, it does look really cool.
I must say that overall, I really like this pub.
Yeah.
I hope that in a few days I can celebrate the election victory here with Remy and the Archmage.
Headmaster's here.
Swinging Seastone, the town that never sleeps.
That's a lot of gold.
This postcard was clearly sent before the war. Even the Mage School Tower is in its proper place.
Swinging Seastone. Oh, does this let me travel instantly anywhere?
I think so.
It's like the King's Quest map. Oh, I didn't know that. It's trying to... There we go.
A sheet of paper with lots of paragraphs in small type. It says, licensing law at the top. Rules for different drinking games, maybe. Article 1, Paragraph 1, drink with sense. If sense is not available, drink without. And here, Article 6, Paragraph 5, the feeding of mugwais after midnight is expressly forbidden. That makes sense. Article 14, Paragraph 2, the host is not required to serve vampires. This seems to be a long list of rules that apply to inns and their guests. How practical. This way you can check at any time to ensure that any freewheeling parties still conform to local ordinances. That's one less worry. There are a whole bunch of articles here. The paper is covered in writing so small and closely packed that it's difficult enough to decipher the text sober. Article 9, Paragraph 1. Dwarven ale may only be served in specially secure underground bunkers. Luckily, they don't know about the cellar master back home in the White Ridge Mountains and our Dwarven ale experiment. There are a whole bunch of Article 9...
Okay, so that's the same. There's a lot of different people to talk to here.
I I've had so much to do in school I haven't been here since the reopening. It turned out well, even if it is a little bit weird. Like the bartender. Zzz. Someone forgot their jacket, or left it hanging there while they take a nap upstairs. That would be risky. The crime rate in this town is at an all-time high.
Okay, let's start talking about Remy first.
Remy
He looks drunk.
tired. I think the election campaign and the current situation in the town are really taking their toll on him. Hello, Remy.
If it isn't the magic school's new star professor. How was your first day, Wilbur?
You look very strung
You
out,
don't
Remy.
look all that happy yourself. Tough day.
Tough week. I'm worried about the Archmage's safety. The situation in the town is explosive. He was heckled on the street while checking up on a field hospital down there. But it was just some wound-up idiots. I'm worried about the one assailant who has enough brains, resources, and volition.
Someone? Like Headmaster Block?
The headmaster? What makes you say that?
Saw something
I
suspicious.
surprised Headmaster Block in the staff room as he was rummaging through a desk drawer. But he was startled when I spoke to him, like I caught him doing something.
He didn't want you to see him fiddling around in his own desk drawer.
Interesting, isn't it?
Did you notice anything else suspicious?
He's very mean to me.
Headmaster Block is very mean to me. He gives me loads of difficult tasks.
All of which you've solved, knowing you.
Yes, but then he gives me new tasks that are even more difficult. And even if I worked through the night, I still couldn't finish them all. No one could.
Interesting and curious. If he wanted to represent you as the Archmage's bad choice, then he wouldn't have given you exercises that are clearly impossible. People would realize what kind of game was being played, and the trick would backfire. First, there was the desk drawer, and now this. Something's not right.
That's what I think too.
I'm about to Council Leader Van Buren again.
The council leader was standing up by the new lottery drum, dictating tomorrow's edition of the Lookout to a reporter.
Yes, she has the Lookout under her thumb. She's a horrible piece of work. Ambitious, stubborn, and unscrupulous. A dangerous combination. Comes from a humble background, but got her feet under old Van Buren's table. Tried to persuade him to do all sorts of new business deals and start a career in politics. Many say he died so young because he finally wanted to be left in peace.
How did she end up as the Archmage's most promising challenger?
The Archmage doesn't want the most important posts in government to go automatically to the richest citizens anymore, but rather to the most competent people, chosen by the people.
And of course the nobility and the merchants don't like that one bit.
They were seething when they found out about it, but there was nothing they could do to start with. The Archmage was too popular, untouchable. But then along came Sybil Van Buren, and she had a plan. The election was to be approved and set for 1 year's time. 1 year in which she put up obstacles in the Archmage's way and sabotaged his politics in any way she could. Her only aim was to make him look bad. By the gods, how I'd load it if she succeeded.
Well, the Archmage win?
But we will win the election, right? The Archmage, I mean.
Van Buren has used all her resources. Powerful, rich friends with important posts at the Seastone Lookout. It's the only newspaper left in town. Simple slogans, simple solutions for patriotism and resentment. She tells the people what they want to hear. And yet, the Archmage will win the election. Every vote for the council leader and the cronies is a vote too many. But stupidity amongst the voters has not prevailed yet.
Why is the Archmage explosive?
Why doesn't the Archmage defend himself more aggressively against the council leader? Why doesn't he just tell everyone about her scheming?
He wants as many people as possible to take part in solving our problems. He doesn't want there to be two sides at each other's throats. But I don't know if it will work. People are starting to accept the conditions. They blame everyone and everything, and they don't even try to change anything anymore. I asked the Archmage about it. You know what he said? He's comfortable having things stay as they are. That's why many favor it. Progress requires effort. What kind of world would it be if there was glaring injustice and everyone put up with it just because change takes too much effort? But hey, I'm just a rat. What do I know?
What are you gonna do about Headmaster Block's strange behavior?
So what do we do now? Keep an eye on Headmaster Block and see what happens?
So near the elections. A supporter of the council leader behaving suspiciously in the vicinity of the Archmage. No, too risky. We can't wait.
So you're gonna have a look for yourself?
I'd like to, but perhaps that's precisely their plan. An officially unofficial employee of the Archmage sniffing about in the office of one of his political opponents.
Wouldn't be good if word got out. A first-rate scandal. But what about a teacher looking for a form in the staff room? A teacher who is in the school because the headmaster has given him tasks to be done.
Normally I would try to discourage you. But the Archmage is visiting the school tomorrow. If his opponents are planning something, we have to expose them tonight.
I'll do it. I'll have a look around and get back to you if I discover anything.
All right, but be careful, Wilbur.
A magistrate recommended I build a golem. What do you think?
Archmage Alistair gave me a magic slate.
That's just like him. He likes magical playthings.
That's not all. The slate advised me to build a golem to help me with my work.
A golem?
They're very strong, so it could help me with a lot of my work.
Yes, but I was thinking of something else.
What's that?
Think about it. We agree the Archmage is the most powerful living wizard.
Of course.
No one could touch a hair on his head with a magical attack. But brute force, a stone to the head, a knife in the ribs.
That could be a possibility.
But now imagine that he had a bodyguard, a big chap, hard as stone.
You mean me?
You mean me? Sure, I've grown a bit, but I don't feel that powerful, and I'm not that tough.
No. I mean a golem.
Ah, okay. I get it.
Even a troll wouldn't get past a golem. Best of all, golems are absolutely loyal. They simply cannot help but follow their master's commands.
And if I order it to defend the Archmage with its life?
Then that's exactly what it'll do, and no one would get past it.
That sounds fantastic.
Can you manage that? Building a golem and bringing it to life?
I'll sure try, at any rate. I'll get it to complete the headmaster's stupid tasks first, and then guard the Archmage.
The headmaster and the council leader have come up against the wrong gnome.
Huzzah.
Then let's not waste any time. I'll build a golem bodyguard for the Archmage and have a look around the headmaster's office.
Good idea. And let me know as soon as you find anything peculiar. No heroics, Wilbur Weathervane.
I'll be careful.
I'll go back underground. I want to find out about the dark magic the Archmage has been sensing for days.
Good luck. You and Van Buren will not succeed with your plan. You may have great and powerful friends, but the Archmage has small and cleverer ones.
It would have been funny if he just looked over and said, "Did you say something?" And your character went, nope. Well, hello.
Remy left his class. There's a mark. It says 2CL beside it. For most people, that's just a little sip. But for a rat, that's a fair amount of booze, I guess.
Bet you I'll need that for the golem.
Wow! A two-headed ogre. I've heard of those. I never thought I'd actually ever see one of those in real life. Or smell it. Hello!
Little mini-man. But Blount, that's a guest. Welcome, noble sir. How can we help you?
I wasn't expecting that voice.
I'm so glad that Blouton's Zloth returned in the second game.
Yeah. I was just saying, I'm pretty sure I've seen these guys before. Didn't Nate fight them?
Well, no, he didn't fight them, but he encountered them.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Should I say you or you two?
You're a two-headed ogre, right?
Well, I am an ogre.
Me too.
So, you two are ogres.
My name is Zloth, mage, philosopher, scholar.
And bag of wind.
That is Blount, my brother. He is...
Me, Basher. Me, best things up.
Ultimately, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Ultimately, Nate sent Zloff and Blout after Mazaz to prevent her from winning the competition.
Yes. I wonder where Mazaz is. We haven't seen her yet. Does the pub belong to you too, or do you just work here?
Do you own the inn?
I bought it. Blout is just my employee.
Blout bought too.
Yes, but then you lost your half at poker. Now it all belongs to me.
Blout not give you his half. Blout best laugh if he tries to take away.
If you touch me, I'll have you thrown in jail.
So weird. You got your alcohol from Bill, right?
I have heard that you buy your alcohol from Bill.
We don't have much choice. He's the only trader who'll sell us alcohol.
Expensive.
You're right there. The prices are unashamedly high.
Supply and demand. Why is Bill the only trader who sells alcohol?
Seastone is a big town with lots of merchants. Why is Bill the only one selling alcohol?
Since the town was virtually besieged with refugees, there's been no way for the farmers and traders from the surrounding areas to get through with their ox carts.
Right. And Bill gets his supplies by air. Just the same, there's still more than one merchant in the upper town, isn't there?
Of course. Bill trades alcohol, another trades in lamp oil, the next one in mana potions. That way they avoid competition and set any price they want.
Kind of clever.
I smashed them all.
Okay, not clever.
We are upset about it.
I could sort out a barrel of brandy for you. Interested?
Would you perhaps be interested in a barrel of brandy? I'm sure that Bill would deliver today.
No, thank you. We still have stock, and we have much fewer guests since the barricade was erected.
But I need a password.
The password for Bill's crane capers? If you were one of his trustworthy customers, you'd know it.
You got 1 or 2 votes in the election.
Are you allowed 1 or 2 votes in the election?
One would think that as we have 2 voices, we should also have 2 votes. Unfortunately, the town council sees things differently.
And who do you want to vote for?
Archmage Alistair, of course.
Council... Mrs. Van Buren. Little woman says how it is.
Blout likes it when things are uncomplicated.
Tax down, more work for all. Seastone #1.
But you don't buy it.
I'd also prefer it if our problems were solved quicker. But Van Buren stands for things staying as they are or regressing. Neither has ever helped.
Did someone forget that jacket?
Did someone forget that jacket on the chair over
Like
there?
I was zoomed out.
Oh, it belongs to a young guest. He, well, got into a fight with Mr. Shieldhand of the town guard and was arrested.
Oh, that guy.
Hooligan! Lock up immediately.
What happened?
He was quietly drinking his beer. Shieldhand came in, recognized him as one of the protesters and wanted to search him. The young man refused, said he hadn't done anything wrong and wouldn't let anyone search him without reason.
Then bang! Trench in a lockdown.
And the jacket?
It's been hanging there ever since. We're keeping it as a deposit until he's paid for his beer.
I hope you get one over on Bill.
How about we try and bring down Bill and his exorbitant prices?
What are you thinking of?
Bash him?
Well, let's just say I could put the long arm of the law onto him.
Shieldhand?
Tin Man.
I don't know.
The plan is absolutely Anton-proof. We're all set. I just need Bill's password and bam! We have him by his muttony legs.
And it won't be traced back to us? I really don't want to be paying even more for our alcohol in future.
It's a secret covert operation shrouded in secrecy.
Shrouded in secrecy.
He has earned it. Oh, all right then. The password is gold won't make you happy.
Wow.
Really?
Here, a bag of silver for the brandy. It will be worth it if it scuppers business for Bill and his band of ne'er-do-wells.
It's a clever password for a merchant.
Then take
I
it,
know.
you two. One, both.
So long.
Bye.
Gotta select a block before we leave.
Headmaster Block seems to be counting gold. Lots of gold. I wonder where he got it.
The question is this even Headmaster Block?
Hello, Headmaster Block.
Weathervane, haven't you got things to attend to at school?
I'm sort of still on the job. I'm just getting some tools from the town.
Fine. I have to admit that your performance today did not disappoint me.
Huh.
Really?
I didn't expect anything. Thus, I was neither surprised nor disappointed that your results do not look good when compared to those of a qualified specialist.
Hey, I think that was an insult. Problems have set me on impossible.
I think that you're unfairly giving me difficult tasks just so I can fail at them, and then you have an excuse to get rid of me.
Oh, I could get rid of you with very simple tasks, Weathervane. It's not your fault. You shouldn't have been put in a position in which you are confronted with tasks that are beyond your schooling and your abilities.
Wow, what a jerk. What exactly are you doing now, if I
What
may
are you
ask?
doing there, if I might ask? Surely you can't earn that much gold as a school headmaster, right?
Of course not. The gold is for the council leader's election campaign. I'm her party treasurer.
Some people want the council leader to win the election very badly.
Of course. They see their donation as an investment in the future, and they know how to make a difference.
Have to be going.
I'll be expecting you tomorrow after the opening ceremony for a staff appraisal meeting, so we can talk about your performance.
Very well. My golem and I are going to show you.
Okay, let's see. So, let's do first things first. Thank you for watching this video and being the #1 YouTube community in all of YouTube. Feel free to comment on what you saw and what you would like to see next. I always love to hear from you. And remember that you matter, you are brilliant, and you are loved. Always be true to yourself and never let the world tell you any different. Much love to you from your friendly, feathered, flightless bird.